virtual summer camp. Once again, my name is Anjum Zahra, and we do the online class summer camp every Thursday at 6 p.m. This week, we will be, this is our week 3, and in week 3, we will be talking about our social aspects of our self. There is a lot of activities, and there is a quiz as well involved. So I hope you will learn a lot from this lesson as well, inshallah. So once again, let's just quickly go through the online camp rules. Make sure to enter your meeting using your first and the surname, and then use the raised hand option when we will have a discussion. Be on time and mute your mic when you're not speaking. If you have any questions or you're answering to the questions, write them in the chat box. And also to make sure that you are up to date with your homework, and also if you can download the class to Joab. Those who haven't downloaded it, make sure that they download it for the homework. Also, you will be allowed to put your camera on in some cases if I want you to demonstrate something, but make sure that the session is recorded. So make sure you follow the rules of hijab or everything, because these videos are uploaded on the YouTube. So in today's lesson, we will have a starter activity just like last week, where we did a Kahoot quiz. Kahoot quiz this week will be about our week 2, which was spiritual. So I hope you have revised your last week's lesson. And then I also gave you some homework last week. So in homework, we'll be doing the show and tell. The show and tell will be about the spiritual disease jar that we discussed last week, that what are the spiritual diseases, and you had to make or draw a spiritual jar. So we will do the show and tell in that. And also you had to learn the Surah Al-Falaq by heart. So those who have learned it, we will do the show and tell for that. And in today's topic, we will be talking about the importance of character in our society, okay? Or in other terms, we can say character building, we will be talking about. Also our social Islamic values, what are the etiquettes? So we'll discuss that. And in the Quran learning session, we will be learning about the Surah An-Nas today. We did the Surah Al-Falaq last week. This week, we will be doing Surah An-Nas, okay? And then there will be some homework, inshallah. So let's start our lesson with the dua, so that Allah will help us in the lesson. So I want you all to make the dua hands and say, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Rabbi zidni ilma. My Lord, increase me in knowledge, inshallah. Okay, so let's start our starter activity with the Kahoot quiz. I want all of you to please go to kahoot.it and enter the game pin as 282011. Okay, when you are done, please, or also make sure that you write your first name in your as nickname, and then click club. Okay, so let me share my screen with you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. Okay, we are starting our Kahoot quiz. You may have to enter. Please tell me if you cannot see my browser screen, because that will be showing the Kahoot browser. But you have to enter a new pin. I'm sorry, that pin was the previous pin, as I have refreshed the page. The new pin that you have to enter is 860370. Can you all make sure that you all can see the screen? Yeah. And when you are done, just write in the chat box that you have joined. So we have got Amina Raza who has joined. I want all of you to join, please. Okay. In case if you are not able to see the screen, just let me know. But I'm sure if we have the 5 players who have joined, that means you can share, you can see the screen. Okay, so we've got Binish, Shazan, Amina, Minahil, Sara, Sukaina, and Zainab. Okay, let's just wait a few more minutes for other participants to join. And this quiz will be about the last week that we discussed, which was all about our spiritual being or our soul, about our soul. Okay. Okay, still got a few more participants who haven't joined. So quickly, I want you to quickly join. Okay. So we have 15 participants and 9 have joined so far. Still want 6 more to join. Okay. And make sure whenever you start a quiz, what do we decide? We all decide Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. That means that we are starting in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we recite the Bismillah before doing anything. Could it be quiz? Could it be eating or having a meal? Anything before starting anything. Okay, so Kaina, the class, okay, we will discuss that when class dojo discuss. We will discuss that later.
Please don't stop. My sister is trying to enter.
Okay, the code, if you need the code should be visible on the screen, which is 860370. Okay, I'm sure you all can join and see that. Okay, we will wait 1 more minute and then inshallah we'll join. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm a parent of 3 children who.
Okay, sister, if
Hello?
you have, yeah, sister, if you have any query, yeah, go ahead, please.
No, it's not a query. I just want to thank you. It's an amazing course.
Allah.
And my children are really enjoying it.
I'm pleased to know that. Thank you for your feedback. And please
God
make
bless
sure that
you.
you keep joining the upcoming weeks as well. Okay, I think we have got all the participants joined. No, we still have 5 more, but I'm afraid I will not be able to wait for longer because we've got a big lesson to discuss today. So we need to start the quiz now. Okay, so Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's start the quiz. Okay, so this spiritual quiz, 3, 2, 1. Oh, first question is true or false. Out of body and soul, Allah created soul first. Is it true or false? So which of the two Allah created first out of the two? Was it body or was it soul? So we discussed that last week. Okay, excellent. We were 14 people who have answered it correctly. Well done. Let's have a, so Shahzain and Amina, Zahra, Sukaina, Haider, Binesh, well done to all of you. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Human soul is the ruler of our body. Is it true or false? So we said that is it true or, I mean, we discussed that who is the ruler of our body, who rules our body, just like a king rules a land, something rules the body. Is it true or false? 13 people answered correctly. Yes, it is true, or soul rules a body. So whatever the thoughts or anything comes, it comes from our soul. So Sukaina is at the top now, and then we have got Amina, Zahra, Amina, and then Husniya. Question number 3. The first thing which Allah created out of nothing were the blessed and pure souls is a saying of whom? Who said that? Was it a verse of Quran? Or it was a saying of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him? Was it a saying of Imam Ali, or none of these? Okay, so make sure this is purely your own. You're not doing it with the assistance of your adults. Okay. Right. Okay, we've got a mix of right and wrong questions. 5 were incorrect and 7 were correct. It was a saying of the Prophet, peace be upon him. It was a hadith. It wasn't a verse of Quran. Okay, we discussed that. Okay, so let's see who is at the top now. We still have got the Sukaina Haider, and then we have got Husniya. She has came up second, and Zainab Abbas will go in third, and then Amina Raza and Tahseen Shah. Well done. Okay, so question number 4. Is it true or false? Spiritual disease is related to our body. Is that true or false? Okay, So is it related to body or is it related to soul?
I cannot see the screen. It says the first one.
You can't see the screen.
Yeah, it says the fourth question.
Okay. All right. I hope you can see now.
Time's up. No, it says the first thing which Allah created. It's the last one. It's the last question. Time's up.
Okay, you're not allowed, if you're answering the question, please make sure you don't do it, okay? Because this is a quiz and everybody else is also being part of the quiz, okay? So if you have any query, we might just discuss that at the end of the quiz. Okay, we've got Sukaina at the top and Amina Raza at the second, and then Husniya and Zainab Abbas and Amina. Okay, question number 5 is, which one of the following is a spiritual disease? Which of the following is a spiritual disease? Is it greed, headache, envy, both 1 and 3, or is it like both greed and envy? Okay, so we've got mixed again answers. 4 were incorrect and 5 were correct basically. Yeah, greed and envy was right, but both of them basically are the spirit. Not one of them is the spiritual disease. Both envy and greed is a spiritual disease. So we've got Amina Raza, well done Amina on the top, and then Sukaina and Husniya, Minahil and Tehseen Shah. Question number 6, which one of these is a food for our soul? So we discussed the foods for our soul. Is it doing wudu? Is it praying on time? Or is it reading Quran? Or all of the above? Okay, so we've got 3 people who answered praying on time. Okay, 11 answered correctly, because these are all basically the food for soul. Doing wuzu as well, we said it's spiritual purification, praying on time and reading Quran as well. So well done. We've got Amina again on the top. Well done, Amina. And then Sukaina, Haider, Husniya, Manahil, and Tehseen Shah. So question number 7, what is the daily spiritual training called? What do you call it? Do you call it exercise? Do you call it salat, fasting, or going to ziyarat? So we again, make sure we are talking about the daily spiritual training here. Okay, so you answered it wisely. 8 people answered correctly. Okay, because we are not talking about the body training, we're talking about the training of our soul. So for soul daily training is the salah, doing your prayers. Exercise your body is training for your body, not for your soul. So Sukaina is at the top. Well done, Sukaina. Amina second, and then Minahil, Tehseen Shah, and Zainab. Question number 8, what is the annual spiritual training called? Okay, so there was a daily and then there's an annual, which comes yearly. Is it going to ziyarat, salat, fasting, or a gym membership? Okay, again, it is talking about your spiritual training, and that annually you do that. Okay, so again, we had a mix of answers. 6 people answered correctly, which was fasting. We remember we mentioned Ramadan, which comes once in a year, and that is the annual spiritual training for us. So we have got Sukaina, Minahil, Amina to number 2, and Tehseen Shah. Okay, question number 9 is, Salah is the key to dash. To what? Is it the key to mosque, key to door, key to grave, or key to heaven? Salah is the key to, okay, that was a hadith of the Prophet, peace be upon him. Well done. So we've got all 11 questions right. It is the key to heaven. So well done, Sukaina, Manahil, Amina, Husniya, and Tehseen Shah. Last question is, reminder for our spiritual purity is washing face, wuzu, changing clothes, or none of these? Excellent. Everybody answered quite quickly. So we've got 12 people who answered correctly, and that was wuzu. That is our reminder for our spiritual purity. So let's see who is the winner of our week 2 spiritual quiz. And number three, we have got Amina N. Well done, Amina. And on number 2, we've got Minahil Zaidi. Well done, Minahil, to you. And on number 1, the winner of today's quiz is Sukaina Heather. So well done, mashallah, Ahsan, Sukaina, for your wonderful effort. Okay, let's move on to our lesson. Okay, here we are. So, okay, just okay, so this was the Kahoot quiz that we discussed. Okay, in today's topic, we will discuss importance of character in today's society. Now, as we all know that we are not living in isolation, like we have got family, we have got community. So we as human beings, we are living in a society, and society is made up of people. So many different people, they make a society, or in other terms, we can say they make a community. Because we do not live in isolation. We live next to meet different people in our neighborhood. Could it be a society? Could be your neighbors, made up of your neighbors, or at school, at work, at the mosque if you go to, at the Imam Barga. So it's a combination of lots of people, group of people who meet each other on maybe regular basis, weekly basis, and that's how we make up a society. Okay, and people living and interacting together, they obviously, when they are making this society, they interact with each other, they talk to each other. So when we are dealing with people, it is very important to have a good character. Okay, because when we live in the society, we are known by our character. It means how we treat others. Now we will discuss, when we are talking about our character, what things are involved in it, okay, and how can we improve it. So because this comes in the social aspect of our or of ourself. We discussed our body image, we discussed our soul, spiritual. Now we are going to talk about our social aspects, how we deal with the people. Okay. Okay, so how to improve the society? When we talk about improving the society, we say that our behavior is something that shows us that how do we behave in different situations. So when you meet a person for the first time, for example, if you have never met someone before and you're meeting them for the first time, how do you meet them? Okay, so this is something that is really important to know, that we deal and meet everyone in the first, when we are meeting them first time, how do we treat them? And also when you invite someone to your home, then how do you deal with them? Okay, and we will discuss that scenario. And also when someone criticizes you, means if someone says something which you don't like, or if someone opposes you or negates you, and says, no, this is not correct, you're not saying the right thing, or it does not happen like that, means someone is criticizing you, then how do you react to it? Do you get angry? Do you get really defensive about this? How do you deal with that? And also when someone rewards you, means being kind to you or being nice to you and gives you something pleasant that you like, how do you deal with that? And also how we talk to our parents. This is also very important. This is also part of our community. Character building. So in character building, we discussed that we are part of the community, and it is very important for us. Shazan, can I please ask you to mute yourself, because we are in the middle of the lesson. When we will discuss something, then you can unmute yourself. Okay, so it is very important to have a good and sound moral character. And the people who have good character, they always talk good to us. Everybody knows, sometimes in our friends circle, there's one friend who is very sweet and she's very kind of polite. And we always mention them, then, oh, she is, or maybe Sana is, or maybe Zahra is, or maybe Fatima is she's really nice or something. We always talk pleasant about someone. That is because they have a good character. That's why people always talk about them as well in a good way. Islam provides us the best example. How can we improve ourselves? The Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, he was sent, the main reason Allah sent them was to complete the akhlaq. He was at the highest level of his akhlaq. His akhlaq was at the best level. So he gave us the clear mission, he gave us the clear guidance how to improve ourselves, how to improve our behavior and morals when we are dealing with the people. And he also stated that there is no difference between people who are rich or poor, who are fair or who are dark. The only difference between these people in the eyes of Allah is how pious they are, how many good deeds they have performed. Allah does not care whether which car you have, okay, have you got a Ferrari or not, how many money you have, how big house you have got, where you live, what skin color is you. Allah does not care about these things. The only thing that Allah cares is how much you follow him and how much you show your obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also the Prophet was sent to improve our character. That was the reason Allah has sent him, to improve our character. And Quran mentions his kind and gentle behavior as, O Messenger of Allah, it is a great mercy of God that you are gentle and kind towards them. For had you been harsh and hard-hearted, they would all have broken away from you. So Allah has mentioned this in the praise of Prophet Muhammad, that if you would have been harsh or rude to the people, then they wouldn't have listened to you, they wouldn't have followed you. So this gives us a lesson that we should follow our Prophet, peace be upon him, when we are dealing with people. We should be kind, we should be polite. If we are teaching them something, or if we are talking to them, if we do not like something they do, how we'll deal with them. Okay, so this is for us to learn. And then we know there's a prophet who has been mentioned in the Quran. This is Prophet Luqman. He had a son. He gave lots of lessons to his son. He was his son's best teacher and father as well. So he taught his son how to talk to others. We must avoid pride and arrogance. Now, pride is something that Satan and the evil, the shaitan, has been thrown out of the Jannah as well, because he was proud of himself. He showed arrogance. So we must first of all avoid the pride and arrogance. If we are good in exams, if we are good in studies, or if we are good in anything, we should not be proud about it. We should just say to ourselves that this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is nothing from our own selves. If we are good in anything, it is all because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we should not be proud or arrogant about this. Also, the hateful traits, if you are proud or arrogant, these are the hateful traits in the eyes of God. But also, people don't like, if you talk to someone who is being arrogant and rude or proud, would you like to talk to them next time? I won't. Okay. So not only Allah hates such people, but also people don't like talking to such people as well. Nobody likes arrogant people, people who boast about him or themselves. And we must not speak too loudly. So there's a lesson for us, which the Prophet Luqman says, that we should not talk loudly. Okay, like if you did not like something, please don't shout and say, do not do this, because the Prophet Luqman says to his son, this is the brain, this is compared to the brain of a donkey. Now we know how bad a donkey, how a donkey speaks. Do we like that? No, sometimes we make fun of it, like, it's a donkey speaking. So similarly, if you will shout, Prophet Luqman says, you are compared to the brain of a donkey. So we should not be doing that. This is the worst of all sounds. So every time, if the shaitan is asking you to shout or be loud, just remember that this is the worst of all sounds, because this is compared to the brain of a donkey. We should use our polite manners to convey our points. Okay, now there's an activity for you to do. That when we are living in a community, but we're talking about dealing with others. So when we are among people, whether we are at school, at work, in the mosque, in the Imam Barga, wherever there are people, in the neighbors, how we are dealing them, what we are showing, what good characters are we showing them. So one of them is honesty. Honesty means being honest, never lying about anything, never being disloyal, or never being dishonest. Okay, so there are a few scenarios that I will show you in the next slide. I want you to tell me whether it is showing honesty or it is not showing honesty. Or if you are not sure, just simply say you're unsure. Okay? So showing honesty, not showing honesty. That's all you have to say. Or if you want to be on the camera, you can give a thumbs up for showing honesty or thumbs down for not showing honesty. Okay? Please raise your hands and do not speak and show some good manners. Okay, so first one is telling the truth. So when we talk about the telling the truth, we have got Sarah. Let's see what Sarah says. Sarah, you can unmute yourself. Sarah Bas.
Telling the truth is very honest.
It's very honest. Ahsan, it is showing honesty. Okay, next one is spreading rumors to heard about someone making a mistake. So you heard about someone made a mistake, and now you're going to your other friends and you're saying, oh, you know what? She made a mistake. So you're spreading that thing to other people. You're telling other people about something that bad happened, or you're making false things about that girl. You're spreading the rumors you heard. I mean, you haven't seen it with your eyes, but you heard about it and now you're spreading it. So is it showing honesty, not honesty? Please raise your hands. Okay, we were Zainab Abbas. Zainab, you can unmute yourself. Okay, so spreading rumors you heard about someone making a mistake, is it showing honesty or not showing honesty? Now, rumor is something which you're not sure about, okay? Rumor is something you haven't seen from your own eyes, but you have told someone else.
Not honesty.
Not showing, not honest, Asan, because you were not sure about it. You didn't see it from your own eyes. Admitting when you did something wrong. Okay, so next one is admitting when you did something wrong. So you knew that you did something wrong and you admitted it. Okay.
Hello.
Okay. Okay, please raise your hands and then I'll pick you up. We were Sukaina had there. Sukaina, yeah? Please unmute yourself.
If you admit when you did something wrong, that's showing honesty.
That's showing honesty. Yeah, son, well done. Okay, next one is telling on someone. You're telling on someone. Is it like you you didn't like someone and you're telling on? Is it showing honesty or not? Okay, please raise your hands. We've got Amina Nakwi. Please, Amina, you can. Okay.
It's telling on someone.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, if you need time to think, that's fine. I can come back to you.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
It seems like, okay, I was talking to Amina and Amina needs some time probably to think about this. Please keep yourself on mute, Shazan.
Yes.
Okay, Shazan, do you know the answer then?
Yes.
Keep yourself on unmute. So, yeah, you go ahead.
Yes.
There's a lot of disturbance. I cannot hear you.
Same.
Okay, Shazan, can you tell? Telling on someone, is it showing honesty or not showing honesty?
not showing honesty.
Yeah, Hassan. Okay, keep yourself on mute now, please. Thank you. When if you have any, if you want to be part of the discussion, the way is to raise your hand. Okay, do not unmute unless I say to that. Okay, exaggerating a story. So someone told you about something and you're telling that to someone else, but you're exaggerating it. You're telling, like, you know, you're adding some spice to it. Showing honesty or not? So we got Zainab Fatima. Zainab Fatima?
No, we're not showing honesty because we're adding stuff that's not in the story.
Excellent, Asan. Well done. Okay, that's not honesty. Okay, and then hiding the truth. I think these are very easy to, let's just quickly go through these ones. Hiding the truth, obviously, it's not showing honesty because you saw something happen, but you're trying to hide it. Cheating on a test is dishonesty. Telling yourself that what you did was okay, but if you did bad, obviously, telling yourself false things is not good. Okay, so telling yourself that you would do it was okay was dishonesty. Telling someone if you saw someone doing something wrong is honesty. That you know what someone has done, you need to report it. If it's an adult, you need to report it in an honest way.
Give me 500 quid.
And then we have got sharing your answers to a test with a friend. What do you think about this? Sharing your answers to a test with a friend. So you've got the answers, but your friend is probably too lazy to do their own tests, and then you share with them. So we've got Abad Ali. Yeah, Abad? Abad, can you hear me? You can unmute yourself.
Hello?
Yeah, Abad, so sharing your answers to a test with your friend, is it honesty or dishonesty?
Bad. Bad.
It's bad, obviously, yeah? Hassan. Okay, and then telling your friends how you feel. Okay, we've got Amina.
Honest.
Yeah, Amina?
Honest.
Yeah, Amina, go ahead, yeah?
It's
Honest.
not honesty.
Okay, so telling your friends how you feel is being honest. Like if you're feeling bad, then you're telling your friends you're not.
Yes, that's honest.
Yes, okay, excellent, well done. Okay, let's on to our next slide, which is truthfulness. Now, this is very important when we are dealing with people. We need to make sure that we are honest when we are talking to people and we are dealing with people. Why it is important, we will discuss that. But before that, we need to discuss what is a lie. So dishonesty basically means lying to someone, not telling the truth. So a lie is something that is not real or which is not true. If someone said that the sun was cold, then definitely they'd be telling a lie, because we know that sun is not cold, isn't it? It's a lie. So there is something that is not real is a lie, or something that is not true is a lie. So there are a few sentences on the picture, on the slide. It says that are these things true or untrue? Are these statements true or untrue? Click on each to reveal the answer. So when you talk about the grass is blue, please raise your hands and tell me whether it will go to the bin, means is it untrue, or if it is true, then it will go to the treasure box. Okay, so we have got Zainab Abbas. Zainab, the first one says that the grass is blue.
That goes into the bin.
That goes into the bin. So let's just put that in the bin, straight on. Awesome. Okay, the next one is rain is wet. Okay, please raise your hands. So we're talking about the lies or facts. So we've got Manahil Zaidi. Manahil?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, the rain is wet. Okay, we answer that. So it's good.
That is true.
It goes to the treasure box. Okay, next we have got Sarah Abbas. Sarah, fire is cold.
It goes to the bin because fire is actually hot.
Fire is actually hot. Okay, please make sure you never try it because fire is hot. Okay, next one is winter is cold. We've got Zainab Fatima. Yes, Zainab?
Yes, it's true.
It's true, you go to the treasure box. So winter is cold. Okay, cats have tails. Binish? Okay, let's see, Binish, where's Binish? Yeah, Binish?
True.
True, yeah, cats have tails. Oh, I don't know why did we go there. They do have tails. Would you all agree? Give me a thumbs up if it is true or not. Okay, excellent. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, there is a story which you probably must have heard, The Boy Who Cried Wolf. And this shows about how you get in trouble if you lie. If you are not telling the truth, then sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times you get in trouble and people stop believing in you. The main disadvantage that you get is if you keep on lying and being dishonest with your friends, with your family members, with your parents, with anyone who matter in your life, then ultimately they stop believing in you. Okay, so the main moral that we learn from this story is that we should not be dishonest when we are talking to people or with anyone. There was once a boy who looked after sheep near the village. The boy was often bored, so one day he decided to play a trick on the villagers to amuse himself. "Wolf, wolf!" he cried at the top of his voice. The villagers came rushing up the hill to save the sheep, but when they got there was no wolf to be seen, and the boy laughed at them. So he was basically killing his boredom, and he thought that it's fun to do that because that way he wasn't feeling bored. But he didn't really understand that this could pay off him later. "You must not tell lies," said the villagers angrily, and they went back down to the village. And the boy, obviously, he's still smiling because he was enjoying it. Soon the boy was bored again, so he shouted, "Wolf, wolf!" and the villagers rushed up the hill to save the sheep. The boy laughed at them. "You must not tell lies," said the villagers angrily, and they went back down to the village. Later that day, while the boy was watching his sheep, a wolf really did come into the field. The boy cried and cried, "Wolf, wolf!" So this time it actually really happened to him. But what happened? No one came to help, and the wolf ate all the sheep. Okay, so what happened? No one will believe a liar even when he is telling the truth, because it happens a couple of times. Although he did enjoy it at the start, but at the end he had to face the consequences. He had to see the results. So what did you learn from the story? We learned from the story that how does it feel when people lie to us? Sometimes it happens that we know the other person is lying to us or a friend is lying to us, and we do not say anything, we do not react to it, or we just do not show to the other person that, you know, that we understand that you're lying. But it does not make us feel good because we trust them as friends or as family members, but they betray us. So it does not make us feel good when someone lies to us. Why is it important to tell the truth then? Can someone answer this question? Why is it so important to tell the truth? We discussed a few, I gave you a few hints during, we've got Amina. Yeah, Amina? Amina Raza?
It's because you have a pure soul, and then Allah loves you more. You become more closer to Allah.
Alhamdulillah. Ahsan. So one of the reasons to tell the truth is to make sure that Allah has ordered us to say the truth, and we are here to obey the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's why we are doing it. Another reason, Zainab, Fatima?
Some people say that if we tell one lie, we have to tell 100 lies. So it's better to tell just one truth.
Absolutely, Ahsan, well done. So very good answer, that it also happens that a liar has to say many lies in order to cover his story. So he starts with one lie, but then he's kind of like trapped. So now in order to cover that story, he has to say many lies, so which obviously is not good. So he's doing a sin. We said that lying is a spiritual disease and it is going to affect us. And it's also going to affect us when we will be dying and we will be in the grave and also on the day of judgment. So we should not be lying. These are the reasons. And also it develops a trust among people. When we are living in a society, we need to care about the people who are around us. So we should not be making them feel bad about anything. We should not be acting in a way that will make them feel bad. So if you are lying, then obviously they are not feeling good about this. And you are not developing a good relationship around the people. So this is another reason for being truthful. Another question is, why do people lie? I mean, why at the first place, people find it as an option? That why do they need to lie? Okay, Binish? Why do you think? Why people lie?
People might lie to cover something up bad that they've done.
Hassan. So one of the reasons could be they did something bad and they're ashamed about it and they want to cover it. So they think it's an easy way of just tell a lie about this. Or what could be the other reasons of lying? Sarah Abbas? Zahra, do you think of any reasons why people lie? Okay, let's see. We have got a few people who have. Shabi says, so that the people will believe in you. Okay. People will ultimately, maybe they will believe at the start, but when they find out that you are lying, then they will stop believing in you. And also, Amna says they are scared of being shouted at. Yeah, that could be one of the reasons, that you're scared of the people, their reactions, that they might not like it. So you find it as an easy option. Any other reasons? Zainab Abbas, can you think of any reasons why people lie? Why do they find it's an easy way of doing it?
Because they don't want them
Yeah.
to.
Hassan, this is another very good way that designer mentioned, that they think that if they will tell the truth, then their friends or other people, they will joke about it or they will laugh about it. So they're trying to hide it for that reason. So we have got Zainab Fatima. Yes, Zainab?
Sometimes we do something on purpose, so to have fun, and we know that we're gonna get in trouble. And when someone asks us that did we do this, we cover it up by lying.
Yeah, but why do we do that at that place?
We do it because we know that if we tell the truth, people are going to say that we are a liar, and they're going to and people are going to say that why did you do this stuff, and they're gonna get angry at us.
Yes. So according to Zainab thinks that such people who lie, they believe that if they will keep lying, people will believe in them. And if they will say the truth, they will not. But to be honest, if you think that lying will have those, just like the wolf story we saw, that people did believe in the beginning, and he found the enjoyment out of it. But ultimately, not only Allah was not pleased with him, but also people stopped believing him. So people are not that simple. They rule it out that, this is a person is a liar. So I think this is on the long run, such people get in trouble. But Hassan, well done, very good answers. Okay, people sometimes lie to get themselves out of trouble. Yeah, as one of you mentioned. Now, one of the reasons for doing is that they know that if they have, for example, there's a boy who was playing football and he smashed the window glass, the window glass got broken, and now he knows that if he tells the truth, he will be in big trouble. But he might get told off in the beginning. His parents may be annoyed upon that, but you know what? There will be a reward saved for you, and that reward will be saved for you by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you may not get that reward straight away by telling the truth, but it is saved in your in Amal Nama, or we say that notebook that Allah, your angels on your shoulders, that they are recording everything you're doing. They keep a record of, they have got a diary, they keep a record of that, oh, this is such a nice boy, he has told the truth, he hasn't lied. So when you will go to the day of judgment, that will benefit you at that time. Or maybe if your parent is happy with that and he's not angry with that reaction, they might say, okay, since you told the truth, we will take you to your favorite place or whatever you want. Maybe they can reward you straight away as well. But even if they don't, you will get definitely by the reward by the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. So don't just think that you will get in trouble. That trouble will be only temporary. So what you will do if you face this situation, okay? Please make sure be honest, okay? Because I just want to know that how do you solve. So if you're playing football and you smashed the window or did something similar, maybe if it's not football, let's just take the glass of water. Maybe you had a glass and you smashed it, or it just fell. It wasn't intentional. How would you solve the situation? What would you say? Okay, let's see. Okay, let's pick Abad. Abad, what do you think if it happens with you? What will you do? Okay. Okay, let's find someone else. Okay, Aris, can you hear me? Yeah.
I think you should tell the truth, because then you will be rewarded for telling the truth by Allah.
So will you not be scared of the trouble that you will get in, or the telling off, or the reaction that you will get? Will you not be scared of that?
I will be scared because I will have to face a consequence, but then I get it out of my head and it'll be like I'll get it past me and I can move on.
Well done. This is a very good behavior of dealing such a situation, that although you know the consequences, you know that someone will not like it or maybe won't react appropriately. But out of the two, when you will weigh the two consequences, you will see that that will only be temporarily, but the reward that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give me weighs more. So this way you can calm your head, and then it will make you not tell a lie. Okay, so Hassan, well done. Okay, people sometimes lie because they are embarrassed, as one of you mentioned, that one of the reasons could be that they are embarrassed or ashamed that, oh, they did this and this is something embarrassing, this is something not to be proud of. So if I'll tell, everybody will laugh, or maybe I feel more embarrassed. Okay, so just like there's a pot here, plant pot, it's been broken, and then but if it happens with you, what will you do? Okay. Yes, Amina or Riza, she also mentioned that if you lie, then you will feel guilty. Yes, that you will also feel that at that moment, it's giving you peace that you lied and then you got out of that situation, but it will still remain in your head that you didn't do something good. And this is called your soul is driving you, that your soul is a good soul, it's a pure soul, and it's making you think about it, and it's making you upset. So rather than being upset later on, it's best just to say the truth and follow the consequences. Just see whatever is coming next, but leave it on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just keep this in your head that, oh Allah, I have told the truth to please you, now help me. And Allah does help in that regard. Okay. Zainab says, if we are scolded by our parents, we will have a big reward by Allah. Yes, absolutely. And Zainab Abbas says, I will apologize. Ahsan, mashallah. This is such a pure and good way of dealing this situation, that if you're embarrassed about the situation, if you think that you'll be ashamed, you would simply apologize. You say, I'm sorry, it was not intentional, it happened, but I'm sorry about this. So this is a very good, Allah will be pleased with you. Okay. And Nabiha said that we should not lie because lying is the key to all evil. Excellent, mashallah. Okay, people sometimes lie to get away with something they have done wrong. So sometimes you think that, oh, who will just explain themselves, and then sometimes telling the truth needs lots of explanation. They ask you for more justification, and you find it easy when you're like, oh, I can't be bothered telling all the truth and the whole real story. Just get it out of the way and just simply say a one lie. So this is the shaitan who is forcing you to just say one lie and then enjoy it and then just get it passed on. So maybe we should not be doing it. Okay. Khadija says you should tell your parents, and if you keep it in your head, then you will get in less trouble than you would if you kept it and get in worse trouble. Yes, that happens sometimes, that rather than, if you wouldn't have been got told off if you would have told the truth at the first place. Rather, once you did something bad and then you lied about it, so you got into a worse trouble. Okay, so this happens as well, Hassan. But if I hope you don't do that. You don't hit someone or hurt someone. Now here the boy, as you can see, is hurting. Maybe it's his sister or someone maybe. So this is something bad. But if you see this situation, if you're someone who's standing there and you have seen it, what would you do? Okay, please raise your hands. If this situation, it could be you. If it is you, I'm sure it will not be you, because we know that hitting and hurting someone is not good. But if, for example, you are watching this situation, you are standing on the side, So what will you do? Shazan? Let's pick Shazan. You can also write your answers in the chat box. If I accidentally didn't pick you up, then I'll...
Hello?
Okay, who is this Shazan? Heather?
No, this is Abad.
Okay, Abad, what would you do if you are seeing this situation?
What situation?
Like you see a boy who is hurting or injuring his sister. So what would you do?
I tell him to stop because that's his sister.
So you will tell them to stop? Do you think it will be, it will put you in trouble if you'll get involved in it? Would there be a way of doing it?
Yes.
Would you report it to someone adult? So well done, Shazan. We've got the answer from Shazan. He said, I would report it to the teacher. Excellent. So if it happens in school, then you report it to the teacher. Yeah. Or if it's probably happening in your family, or if among your cousins or something, then it's better not to get involved if it is happening among some other people, but it is best to at least report it because you know that someone is being hurt and you have seen it. So the best way you can help someone is by reporting it to someone who is a big adult person. So how does it feel to tell the truth? Now we talked about feeling when we lie, but how does it feel to tell the truth when we were told about something which was true basically? So Kaina Heather says it's true. Yeah, Zainab Zahra says I would tell it to the grown-ups. And Shabi says tell him that he needs to respect his sister. Yes, you can give him a lesson, but he may not listen because you will be of his age and he may not listen to you. It's a good start, but it's best that you also report it to someone, okay? Good about it. Okay. So Amina Nakwi says that I feel good. Amina Raza says good. So Kaina says good. So well done, yeah. So telling the truth always makes you feel good. Vinish says that you will feel relief that you have, yes, you will be relieved that the angels on your shoulder are not writing something wrong about you. So that gives you a big relief. Everyone has to make choices. If we have done something wrong, the best thing we can do is tell the truth. And we discuss the reasons that why should be telling the truth. Okay, so now there's a scenario that I want you to think of that, and this is your homework, by the way, as well, that we will then discuss in our next lesson. And that is managing your anger. We know that we all get angry at some point in life. Some situations make us angry and we react in different ways, okay? So I want you to write this in a piece of paper that what's your name and date. I mean, you can, it's okay if you write it, but we will discuss it as a homework in the next class. Then what did you do? What did you do that made you angry, or what did you see? What could you have done inside? So you did something, you were angry, obviously. And what did you do? When you were angry, probably you would have smashed a door, or maybe, I mean, something, there could be something bad you have done or something good you have done. But you were embarrassed about it and ashamed about it, that this was not the right behavior. So how you think you could have done it instead means, how could you have improved your basically anger? So we are talking about the anger management here. When we were angry, we did not, because we all believe that as children, we get angry. It's okay to accept that, okay? Maybe you don't have to send the homework at the moment. We will discuss the options later, okay? In the last 5 minutes of the class. So we all get angry at some point. When we are children, it's hard to keep our anger in control, okay? So I want you to pick up a scenario where you did not like, maybe it was your sibling was annoying you, or a situation, or a friend, and you got angry. And then later on, maybe in the evening or some other time, you realized that this was not the proper way of, dealing with your anger. This was not the way you behaved. How could you have improved it? What else could you have done to react to that situation? I want you to think about it over the week's time. You have plenty of days, and then just write them down in the bubbles, whatever ideas you get. So this is your homework. Okay. Another thing is, when you're dealing with people, is being kind. So we discussed honesty, truthfulness, and then we now talk about being kind to people. Now, kindness could be not only to the humans, but also to the animals as well. You know, when it is too hot, the birds get thirsty as well. So we should also be thinking about the birds, that they feel hungry as well. Sometimes it's a good gesture is a charity is not only giving money, but the charity is also, if you just put some food for the birds outside in the bird feeder. You can make a bird feeder yourself. You've got summer holidays, but actually it will be a good way that you do that. Okay, so you can make a bird feeder, and you can put some food in it for the birds. You can also put it like a lid. You can take any lid and put some water in it. So this is a gesture of kindness. And we know whatever good things we do, they don't get wasted. They're all being recorded. Whatever, just like you go to school, how you performed, how good you did in maths and English, they're all recorded. Yeah, they're all recorded by your teacher. How can you believe that you would do something good in life and Allah is not recording that? That is impossible. We know, we believe that our goodness is being recorded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because he has appointed the angels for that. And these angels are with us 24/7 for our monitoring. So we should have this faith in us that if we'll be kind, we will be rewarded. If you are not rewarded in this world, we might be rewarded in the hereafter. So kindness means is being friendly, generous, and considerate of others. So I give you an example. I'll give you just one example. I want you to give more example of kindness. One example is when we go to the mosque and we are going in Imam Barga. Sometimes, you know, we as children, we do not really need to be sitting with the back against the wall, you know, just in comfort. And we see an old lady coming, and it was like quite packed in the room, and we are just not bothered to give them space, you know. If we do that, it's an act of kindness that you realize that this person needs more back support against the wall in the mosque than me, because she's an elderly woman or she's an elderly lady. I might be okay if I sit in the middle of the mosque on the floor. I may not need the wall, but this lady needs it. So if I move from there, this is an act of kindness. Okay. So being concerned when others are upset, worried, this is all your kindness. This shows that you have got a good heart. Can you think of an example? I quickly just take 2-3 examples from you where you think what kindness means to you. An example, it can be daily life example, real life. I'll give you the example of birds. I give you the example of going to the mosque. Okay, please pick your, raise your hands, and you can also use the chat box for that. Okay, let's see. Oh, I also forgot to discuss with you the homework last week. I might want you to do a show and tell on that, because I want to see who did their spiritual disease jars that we discussed. So we'll leave some 5-10 minutes for that as well. Okay, so we've got Zainab Abbas. Zainab, can you think of any example of kindness that shows that this is an example of kindness, or this shows us about kindness?
Well, for example, if you're playing with a toy, for example, a teddy bear, and for example, your brother really wants to play with it, but you don't really need to, you can give it to your brother for him to play with, and you can get your own different toy.
Yes, mashallah. Now this is such a pure and cute example of kindness, that if you're playing with a toy and your brother or your sibling, another sibling wants it, and you just give it them as an act of kindness, that, you know, my brother needs it, I may not need it, I might just play with something else. So this is going to be recorded, Zainab, for you. Allah is going to record this kindness for you for the day of judgment. Okay, do we have anyone else who want to give an example? Huria Fatima? Okay, I've got Huria here. I haven't picked you, so I want you to. Okay, Huria. Huria, are you there?
Kindness? Yes.
Okay.
Kindness means something good, to do something good.
Yes. Have you got any example like that shows that you've been kind?
If we help someone.
How can you help someone? Like Like how? Can you give a specific example?
If someone has fallen from a tree or swing, we can help him out.
Oh, that's a very good example. Well done. Yes. So Huria mentioned that if we can help, we can show kindness by helping others. So if someone, for example, you're playing with your friends in a park or in the garden, and one of your friends fell down, and you just lifted them up, and you just hug them or cuddle them, or just pat them on the shoulder, just to show some support that you are there. This is a pure act of kindness. We've got a few answers on the chat. Bini Shimran said, helping your parents, Hassan. Zainab says, an example of kindness can be sharing your favorite toy. Yes, Hassan. Nabiha says, help any old person cross the road. Yeah, Hassan. Bini Shimran, even before they ask. Yeah, that is basically the pure essence of kindness, is that you do not wait for other person to ask for it. You do that before it. I mean, even if you do after it, that's fine. But you sense it and you do before they're asking it is a pure act of kindness. Nabias is giving someone a gift. Yes, a gift is another form of charity, which is good. Sirat says helping someone. Ahsan. So kindness is being friendly and considerate and concerned and helping people and being nice to someone. There are many forms of being kind. And good manners will open the door that the best education cannot. So if you say that you have got the highest degree, it will not teach you the good manners. Sometimes we have seen that they're the highest educated people in the community, but they do not have the basics of the good character or the good manners. So we say that the good manners does not come precisely from the best education. Sometimes the people who have never been to schools, who have never been to universities, but they have got the best akhlaq. So there is no condition that we say that the good manners will only come from the best education or from the best university. Okay, so making good choices and then thinking of the consequences. Good choices will make not only your teacher happy, like I'm your teacher, if you do something good, it will make me happy, I will feel good. If you have been, for example, unmuting yourself and speaking in the middle of the lessons, I might not say anything to you, but I might feel a little bit bad about this. So making good choices not only make the people around you happy, but it also makes you feel good as well, okay? So I want you to make good choices in your life as well. Whenever you're doing anything, wherever you are doing anything, always think of doing good things. So when we talk about making good choices, we think that the good choices are being kind. Here we see that there's an old lady and there's a little kid. Taking turns. So if you have got one thing and you've got plenty of people to play with that, you do turns. Helping someone, if you are playing with little children, they can't do something themselves, you help them. Waiting. Waiting is something very important. And living in West, we learn it. Sometimes if we go back to our countries, we see that in other countries, this is not being very religiously followed. We are very impatient. We do not wait for our turns. But waiting is a gesture of kindness. It's a good choice to be patient. So waiting for your turn. Playing nicely. So if you're playing with your friends, making sure you do not harm anyone. And sharing, because sharing is caring. And caring is another form of kindness. And second, sitting on the carpet nicely. Also, if you're in the mosques, there are some children who are on their tabs. Now the Muharram is coming, and I'm sure I want you to make a pledge to yourself that when you are, I mean, some of you probably won't be going to, if you're going to the mosque, do not take your tabs or gadgets with you, because you had been on it all day at home, or maybe you had been using it at home. So you do not need to take it with you in the mosque. You need to practice to live and survive without your gadgets and tabs in the outdoor places. So if you're going to the mosque or majlis, make sure you listen to the majlis. If you cannot understand it, you can discuss it with your parents at home that you didn't get this point, but I was listening to it. I was trying to pay attention to it. So sitting on the carpet nicely, whether it is in your house or outside or anywhere, because we all are here to improve our character and ourselves. My teacher did help me make good choices. Like, can you tell? Obviously, they are, I think you will find it easy. Cycling, the good choices. Pushing, obviously, is not a good choice. Taking turns is good. Biting, I'm sure you don't do the biting, because biting is obviously, this is the extreme form of bad behavior. Waiting is good. Hitting is not good. Sharing is good. Sitting on the carpet nicely is good. Shouting out, obviously we said that it's compared to the braying of a donkey, so we should not shout out. And helping others is a good choice. Now I want you to have a look at this picture and tell me that when you are angry, it's okay to be angry, okay? Because we have got emotions, we are made up of emotions. It's natural to feel angry about things, okay? Because some things can make us feel annoyed. It's completely normal. But when I'm angry, what I can do to make myself feel better? So out of these pictures, what will make me feel calm if I'm angry? Can you think of it? And let's discuss this together. So would it be going for a walk will make you feel better, or scream at some children cry? Okay, that's really cute, and let's see whatever makes you feel calm. Let's discuss that. So we've got Minahil, Zahra. Let's start with Minahil. Minahil, if you're angry, out of these, what will make you feel calm? Or maybe if you have anything else in your mind that will make you feel calm, you can talk about that as well.
Yes, teacher, I would say that if I would be angry, I would go for a walk or take a deep breath.
Oh, well done, Manahil. This is and in research, scientifically, it also proves that if you go for a walk, then that thought that made you angry, it just goes away, because you go in the nature, you go in the fresh air, and that thought it just goes away. You get distracted, basically. So it's a very good and a proven way of, releasing, managing your anger. And the ways taking deep breaths. Yes, that's fantastic as well. Okay, we've got Zainab Abbas and Mujtaba Haider. Mujtaba, do you think what will make you feel better if you're angry?
Well, I say maybe talk to someone, because if you have if you're feeling really angry or bad ideas, and you can talk to someone and share your ideas. And
okay, just
say talk to someone.
Yeah. Need to be sure. Okay, sorry about that. Interruption. Yeah, talking, definitely it helps. This is really important. We need to make sure that we talk to someone, an adult, helping to an adult, it helps sometimes. And this is really a good way of managing your anger. Okay. Do we have any, can we take one more, I think, one more participant? Okay, let's just see this, call the screen. I just want to see, we have given everybody a chance. Tehseen Fatima Shah. Okay, Tehseen, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, Tehseen, how would you manage your anger?
I would drink of water.
Drink of water. And that's a hadith as well. Listen. So this is a hadith as well, that if you are feeling angry, if you're standing up, sit down. If you're sitting, then lie down. Because this way, changing the position or drinking a glass of water, it distracts your brain. So because all emotions come from the brain. So the main technique is to distract it, whether going out, going for a walk, drinking water, standing or sitting down, changing the position, going in some other room, changing the room. So it all helps. Okay. So Ahsan, mashallah, well done. Also, another good way of getting involved with the community is via volunteering, just like I am volunteering. Okay. So this is another way of offering your services to your society, whatever you're good at, whatever good you can do, you can just offer that. So if for example, Imam Barga, you're going to the majlis and there are ladies who need water, they are feeling thirsty, you can just offer them water. So this is called kind of like a volunteer service. Or if there are children who are making mess in the middle of the in majlis, or at the end of the majlis, you can help the people help the team tidying it up. So there are little gestures that you can not only do in the Imam Barga, but also in the schools, at home. If your mummy is cooking, you can offer your help to your mom. Or if your dad is doing something that he needs help with, you can offer your service. So these kind of volunteer services not only improve your akhlaq and you will improve your character in the eyes of other people, but also in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the last bit is the learning the Quranic surah, which is Surah An-Nas. But before going to the Surah An-Nas, I want you to please raise your hands who have learned the Surah Al-Falaq by heart, which we discussed in the last week. So please raise your hands and we will discuss the Surah after, Surah Nas after. So Surah Al-Falaq, who wants to recite Surah Al-Falaq? Let's see, we have got here, we've got Zainab, Abbas. Zainab, have you learned it off by heart?
Yes.
MashaAllah, well done. So are you ready to recite it?
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq. Min sharri ma khalaq. Wa min sharri ghasiqin iza waqab. Wa min sharri nafasati fil uqad. Wa min sharri hasidin iza hasad.
Awesome, well done. Jazakallah, Zainab. This is fantastic, mashallah, that you have learned the Surah Al-Falaq. You know that the main benefit that you've got by learning the Surah off by heart is asking Allah for all kind of protection from any kind of evil. Okay,
Yes.
so this surah is going to help you a lot from keeping yourself safe from all evil. Okay, so Hassan, well done. Do we have any other participants who wants to recite? If you want to mention in the chat, then you can also mention the chat and then I'll pick you up. Okay, Sirat Fatima says, maybe. May I please? Okay, Sirat, where are you? I just want to find you here. Okay, if you can unmute yourself, Sirat.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq min sharri ma khalaq wa min sharri ghasiqin idha waqab wa min sharri naffasati fil uqad wa min sharri hasidin idha hasad.
Hassan, mashallah, well done. And with the proper tajweed and everything, Sirat, well done. Okay, we have got, yes, Zainab, we will share the jar as well. If you have done that homework as well, we will definitely do that. Thanks for reminding me. I'll just pick two more participants for the recitation and then inshallah we'll move on to the next homework as well. Amina Raza says, please can I do? Yes, Amina, go ahead, unmute yourself.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Well done. So far we've got three participants who have beautifully recited.
Can I do it?
Okay, so we have got Zainab. Yes, Zainab Fatima.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Ahsan, Jazakallah, mashallah. Well done, very well done. Okay, we've got now Nabiha. Nabiha, we can quickly go through if anyone else wants to recite. So Nabiha, unmute yourself and go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, we can hear you. Nabiha, we cannot hear you. Can you hear us? Okay, it looks like there's some issues with the voice at the other end. Okay, let me know if you want to recite again. I might just pick you up again then, okay? No problem. And then we have Sukaina Heather. Sukaina? Okay, so we are here talking, here we are talking about reciting the Surah Al-Falaq off by heart. Okay, so I'm sure you have been honest to yourself and you are not having the Surah Al-Falaq in front of you and you're reciting, we have learned it by heart. Okay, so Kaina, go ahead.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Ahsan, well done. Jazakallah, mashallah. So beautifully recited. I'm really pleased. You all made me happy. Minahil Zaidi. Yes, Minahil, go ahead.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Ahsan, mashallah. Jazakallah, well done. So we've got beautiful recitations today. I'm really pleased with that, and I'm sure you will learn this surah as well, which is the Surah An-Nas we are going to discuss now. Okay, so let's talk about the Surah An-Nas. Okay, so Surah An-Nas, let me just give you a little bit of a background about this surah, that what actually happened. That when the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he began spreading the message of Islam, the people of Quraysh got very angry because they were not following the religion. They didn't like prophets to teach them about Islam. So they were angry and they tried to hurt him and even tried to use magic to make him ill. So at that time, there were people who used to, do this magic and everything. And then when they used to do the magic, then people used to get ill. So that they did that on the Prophet as well. They tried that to do because they wanted Prophet to get ill and not do the spreading of the religion of Islam. So at that moment, Allah sent this surah, which is Surah Al-Nas, and also the Surah Al-Falaq, which we already covered, and I'm really pleased that you remembered it. So Allah sent these two surahs for the Prophet to ask for Allah's protection from any evil, so that even we know that the Prophet needed some kind of protection to protect himself from the evil of the people. Now we say that, oh, he's a prophet, why would he need some kind of protection? But this shows that such kind of people and such kind of evil exists in this society, and it exists for everyone. It can harm anyone, whether it is an imam or whether it is a prophet. So Allah sent these two surahs for his protection from any sort of evil, and we can also read this to protect ourselves. Okay, so how does it start? Surah An-Nas. Now An-Nas means mankind. Now in the Falaq we said it was the daybreak. We were talking about the daybreak there, but here we are talking about the mankind, like some specific people who have been evil, who do magic basically, who does not see someone who is in a good situation, who is happy in their life, so they wanted to do some kind of magic on them. So how does it start? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas. Okay, then you say, Qul means say, a'udhu, I seek refuge, bi rabbin nas, from the Lord of mankind, Malikin nas, Ilahin nas, min sharril waswasil khannas. Okay, it's a little bit, it's got a few lines more than the other one. Alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas. Now, can you see the heart next to sudur? Sudur means your heart. Nas means mankind. So in the heart of the mankind, Alladhi yuwaswisu. Yuwaswisu means whispers, kind of like whispering, sometimes those whispering that the shaitan does in your ears. Can you see the person who is here and he's trying to say some evil whisper? So for example, you're reading a Quran or you are doing the prayer, but your brain is somewhere else. Your mind is somewhere else. Your mind is thinking about your friend and what she did with you yesterday. And your whole prayer has gone thinking about your friend. So what's happening basically? The shaitan is doing the whispering in your heart. And he's not letting you concentrating on what good thing you're doing. Now see, this boy is such a good boy. He's reading the Quran. He's on the prayer mat. He's doing a good deed. but his heart is being whispered by the shaitan, and he's making him think about something else, not concentrate on the Quran. So, allazi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas minal jinnati wan nas. Now, that means that the whisper can come from the jinn and also from among the people. So, if you see the English translation, it says, say, first 2 and 3, the translation of the first 2, 3 is, say, I seek refuge in the Lord of mankind, the King of mankind, the God of mankind. Okay. And then from the evil of sneaky whisperers. Who whispers in the heart of mankind from among jinn and among people. So this is the surah that I want you to learn off by heart for the next week, and also to do the anger management page, which is on the here, which we have anger management page, which is here. So how do you manage your anger? I want you to discuss that as well. And let's move to the disease jar. Is there anyone who has drawn or made the spiritual disease jar and they want to show it on the camera? Please raise your hands, and I want to see your lovely homework on the screen. Okay, and then we'll give 5 minutes to our questions. Okay, so we've got Zainab Abbas. Okay, Zainab, what have you drawn? Have you drawn it or made it, the spiritual disease jar?
So this is I've made it. So this is my spiritual disease jar. And some of the things that some of the diseases that I wrote in it is being messy, not doing salah on time, and hitting each other.
Well done, mashallah. So that was a lovely effort by Zainab, that she has actually made the spiritual disease jar, and then she has put a few spiritual diseases in the jar to remind herself that these are the diseases and one should stay away from them. Okay, so I'm sure that you will all know your spiritual diseases or want to know about how to improve yourself. Okay, and also for the homework, I want you, sorry, this was the last week, so ignore this. This week's homework is learning the Surah Nas and also managing your anger. And then prepare for the next week. We will talk about, this was the social week. So next week, I think it is ethical, but there is a chart, you can check it. Okay, do we have any questions? We'll give 5 minutes to our questions, and then we will do the dua for Imam Zamana, inshallah. So please write your answers in the chat if you have any. And then we will say, recite the surah, dua. Okay, Minahil, the class dojo, I'm afraid, I think it has not been, there's some technical issues at the, at one of the ends. I think it's at our end. On registration. So I think best is, please can everyone mute themselves. Thank you. Okay, so what we are doing it in these weeks is we are doing the homework show and tell. So in homework show and tell, I want you to do the homework and show it on the screen and talk through it on the screen. Okay, so this is one of our ways of doing the homework, because there is, I will see the homework, but I want you to show it on the screen and talk through it. And when it is remembering the surah, you will be given a chance to recite it, inshallah. So Sarah, what's your question?
I have two. Wait, I forgot what was the homework. What was the homework for this week?
Yeah, so homework for this week are two. One is you have to learn the Surah An-Nas off by heart, okay, that we have discussed in the lesson. If you want to go over the slide, you will see the translation as well, and then it will give you the understanding of what the surah is saying. And second one is, if you go back to... Okay, can you please mute, everyone mute themselves? Okay, thank you. Okay, so we have got another managing the behavior. Okay, that was something funny. Okay, managing my anger. This is your homework. I want you to write it on a piece of paper that what made you angry, something that made you angry, and what did you do? And what you could have done better to improve
And
your.
my second question is, when I was trying to register in Class Dojo, it said that I need a code from your teacher, and
Yes,
my mom didn't get the code.
Yeah, so the class dojo that we discussed is there's a delay in the registration process. So I'm afraid it's not being set up as yet. That's why we are doing the homework show and tell within the class, MUS online class, just like we did today. So if it does not get registered by the end of the next week, then we will be doing the show and tell in the classroom. Okay, so there is a delay in that. Okay, so how can we get, okay, yeah, so the sheet for the, you don't necessarily, Rija, need the sheet for the anger management. What you can do it, you can just write it down. What did you do and how could you have done it instead? You can just make some big bubbles on your piece of paper, and then you can read through it when we will be meeting next time in our Thursday class. Okay. Okay, right. Okay, and I think we've covered all the questions. Let's move on to the dua of Imam Zamana. Do we have any? Okay, so we've done this one, and now let's do the dua. Oh, okay, do we have any volunteers to recite today? Dua of Imam Zamana? 3 participants raised hand. Okay, I need to scroll through. Rija and Lee. Okay, Rija, come on, you can unmute yourself.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم قل لي وليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرزقك وتمتعه فيها طويلا.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Okay, dear children, I hope you stay safe, and I will see you next week, every Thursday. And till then, Khuda Hafiz from my side. Khuda Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Hafiz. Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.